when I set myself the goals for this year, I kept something in mind that would let me set my goals even better and also accomplish the things that I wanted to. So, today I will talk about something that came up from a lot of deep journaling, reflecting, and thinking about how you can accomplish your goals, and I call it the triangle of success. So it's like a triangle. I'll put up a picture of it right here. And then there is one thing at each side of the triangle, and each is linked to the other one. And if you can just put in the work on these three things and actually improve upon them, what will happen is you will accomplish your goals and you will become so much better and you will improve as a person because you will accomplish your goals when you do this. And it has worked for me, and I'm making the fastest progress I've ever made once I've kept this in mind. So I really think that this will be valuable if you can actually apply this to your own life and try to actually implement this on everything you do. That's why I'm recording this video, because this video can truly change lives if you actually want to put in the work. But it's not going to be easy. It's not something that's going to happen overnight, because you will need time as well. The results won't come to you instantly, because in the real world, we need to put in the work for so many days and weeks for us to see results. And that is something that we've just gotta sack it up and just do it anyway. So the first pillar of the triangle is humble. Be humble. So what I mean by this is that you need to be a lifelong student. See yourself as a person who doesn't know everything, but you are still trying to improve, you're still trying to grow, but you need to have this sense of humbleness that, yeah, I actually don't know that much, but I can always know more. And this is the exact same situation I am in, because no matter how old you get or how old and wise you get, you will always need to be a lifelong student if you want to make progress in this life. Because for some people, if they don't try to make progress, they won't be a student because they think that they know everything. So be humble in your learning and try to be a lifelong student by just implementing this. And yeah, there's always more to learn. I can always read a new book on this. I can always do these things. And just see yourself as a lifelong student. And I promise you that it will be a lot easier for you to research and to just watch informational guides and videos like this one. And when you do that, you will acquire so much more knowledge than the person who says that consuming content is bad, but do it in the right way. The second side of this triangle is self-belief. If you believe in yourself and in your mind you say over and over to yourself that you can accomplish these goals, and you are almost like arrogant and very, very confident that you can do these things. I'm not saying that you should brag or do things like be loud or anything, but just in your mind, believe in everything that you do. And you do that by reframing your own self-identity. Because I want to tell you a story here. Just a few days ago, or just a week ago, I stumbled upon a lecture on self-identity. It was very informational and it had many practical steps. And I implemented these visualizations that the person spoke about in that lecture. And that person said that you should visualize the feeling of you accomplishing your goal. You should not see you when you are doing the work that is required for you to accomplish your goal, but just see yourself with the feeling that you want to have after you've done something. So for example, I tried this with my football practice. So when I was at training in, I think it was last Thursday, when we had training, I didn't visualize, I didn't do anything, and my performance was alright. It wasn't like bad or anything, but my performance was like as usual. But then on Friday, I visualized myself when I got home and I stood in the shower and I had the thoughts of me just yeah, I did a very, very good practice today. I just visualized myself with that feeling, and also the feeling that I was exhausted and I was tired, but in a great way. And you know what happened? I actually did a very, very great performance at that day. So this really, really works with visualizations. And if you can just start obsessing over the person who you want to be, and also take the right actions that are required for you to grow, what will happen is you will build the new self-identity that you need. So how you do this is you see yourself in the future with the feeling of accomplishment that you want to have. So do that. And we can also do another thing, and that is affirmations. Affirmations isn't something that you should like rely on, but what I want you to do is, instead of just doing these visualizations entirely on its own, do this as well. Say to yourself a few times a day, just the person who you want to be, some kind of affirmation. So for example, for me, it can be like, I'm a leader, I am great at these things. Just put some thoughts in your own brain that you are a great person and that you're putting in the work and you're putting in the effort that is required for you to grow. And that will be very, very valuable, because when I did this, as you heard in my story, it completely changed my own thinking, because this works. This truly, truly works. And I don't believe like how easy it is to just get a thing like this. And another point when my visualizations work exactly like this were yesterday when I was at a game. I was very tired before the game because I'd been a referee for other football matches, and I did that, and I also visualized myself in the morning getting home and feeling very, very great, but exhausted at the same time. You know what happened? My performance were really, really good, and I felt exhausted. So do these things and just see yourself in the future. I'm not saying that you will get your result instantly, because this will work if you do it in the right way. Do it as I've said it, and don't do it too long in the future or too far ahead. So for example, just don't visualize yourself with $1 million in your bank account tomorrow, because that's not gonna happen, right? So instead, just visualize yourself with a small victory on your own journey. So that's visualization and self-belief. And this is how you start reframing your own self-identity, because otherwise you will just snap back to the version of you that was before. So for example, if you don't see yourself as an athlete when you're exercising, rather you see yourself as an obese person, what will happen is, if you see yourself as an obese person, is that you will just snap back to that, because an obese person doesn't exercise. You get it? So if you see yourself as an obese person and you're trying to lose some weight or just get into regular exercise, what will happen is that you will just snap back to the person who you were before. So instead, we want this to be the other way around. So if you are an obese person and you are very, very confident that you can lose some weight, and you visualize it and you see it happen, what will happen is you will almost be pulled in this direction. And this is it all about your own self-identity, and you have to believe that this can happen, otherwise it won't work as well, because you have to genuinely believe that you can accomplish anything. And the only limits that exist are the ones that you put on yourself. That is a really, really great quote, because you can truly accomplish anything if you just put your mind towards it and use the third principle, and that is work ethic. You have to work hard. So these things are non-negotiables for you to become successful, because if you do these three things, if you work hard, you are humble, and you also believe in yourself, what will happen is you will create a new self-identity which will help you make progress even faster, because you are being pulled in the direction that you want to go at. And if you're humble and you see yourself as a lifelong student, what will happen is you will always be curious and you will always realize that it's more to learn. You can always grow as an individual, and there's nothing wrong with that. You are just a lifelong student that is trying to learn everything that you can get your hands on. And if you work hard as well on the things that you actually appreciate and the things that are meaningful to you, what will happen is you will create success and you will accomplish your goals. Because this year, I think I've made more progress from January to April with this formula than I did on the entire 2023 and 2022 combined. This is how powerful this is. Because earlier I haven't been able to get my head down and just work. So it's very, very important to have work ethic. And I really hope that you got some value out of this video. And this triangle truly changed my life because, as I said earlier, I've made so much progress with this. And yeah, see you in the next video.